What's good, YouTube? DM here with Dmgaming. Guys, we got some breaking news from V-Jump and Kenzaru on Twitter, but I have to start this video out by giving a shout out to Delon Panther. If I'm mispronouncing your name, bro, I'm sorry. He had messaged me on Twitter, not on Twitter. He commented on the video from yesterday to this morning while I was on my paper route and was saying that it's confirmed, the playable characters, this and that. And I told him, no, it hasn't been confirmed. And I was telling him to provide a link. And he was like, no, I didn't want to put a link on your video. So I was like, he don't know what he's talking about, you know. But when I got home, I actually saw it. And yeah, it is confirmed. So I owe him an apology. And I did apologize in the comment section, but I want to give him a public apology as well. My brother, you was right. I'm sorry. I was on my paper route and which was at 3 o'clock this morning. So I wasn't able to even look up information yet. Which is a humbling experience, and I will learn from it next time. Guys, in the future, if you have any confirmations that we're not aware of, feel free to post links or message me on Twitter or something like that. That way I know what you're saying is credible, because I'm not always in a position to search the internet, like if I'm on my paper route, etc. But Delon, man, I appreciate it, brother, and I apologize again. Thank you for that information. I did find that out to be credible as well, so I really appreciate that. And once again, I'm sorry. Guys, before we get into today's video, follow me on the social media platforms, PSN, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook at Dmgaming06. Also, please subscribe to the channel and click on bell icons. Turn on all notifications, guys, because I post stuff in the community tab as well. You don't want to miss that. Join it over 9,000 Hype Squad today. So, jumping straight to it. This was confirmed by Kenzaru. He translated what it was said in the V-Jump link. We finally got a V-Jump link leak. And Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will have multiple playable characters. Characters are divided into playable and support categories. Playable plus support is Vegeta, starting at the Namek arc, Piccolo, and Gohan. Support only is Chaozu, Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha. Guys, this fits perfectly with everything that we've talked about up to this point, where, me personally, I thought the playable characters would be DLC. Because the game is pretty large, but it appears that's not the case. So I was wrong about that. And for those of you who guessed that right, you're great prognosticators. So this is pretty cool because it does line up with what we said with playable characters being in the game. The fact that they're not going to be controllable in a sense until you get to that particular point in the story. So Vegeta won't be playable till you get to the Namek arc. Gohan, Piccolo more than likely will be playable at the start since he was with Goku in the fight against Raditz. Gohan probably won't be until after you defeat Raditz. This lines up with Legacy of Goku. It also lines up with Legend of the Super Saiyan, which is the game that I referred to because I hadn't played Legacy of Goku. I wasn't able to play that. But I had played Legend of the Super Saiyan on Super Nintendo, and this is exactly how it worked out. And this is how I've been telling you that playable characters would work out. You wouldn't be able to control that character until he's actually available at that point in the anime or in the series. So after Goku dies, then you control Gohan and Piccolo on Earth, with your support characters being Tien, Chaozu, Krillin, and Yamcha. Now, simultaneously, remember we talked about that. I talked about that with Makai Saiyan as well, who also tweeted me on Twitter this information. Big shout out to Makai Saiyan. Y'all go check his channel out as well. That one thing that we talked about, and I talked about in the video as well, is that the way that it'll work is it's kind of like a simultaneous thing. So we'll be able, say after we defeat Raditz, you're working with Gohan and Piccolo, they're doing their training and stuff like that, as well as the other Z fighters as support characters. But in order to advance the story, you still have to go to Planet Namek. I mean, not Planet Namek, to King Kai's planet or whatever, and train with Goku there. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be missions to do here, and then you're going to have to go to King Kai's planet and do the missions with Goku, which still keeps him relevant and at the forefront. And then Goku comes back, takes over as the playable character in a sense, and you fight against Nappa and Vegeta. But guys, this is really cool. So Krillin isn't a playable character. He's only support. So that means when we're on Namek, Krillin is only a support character to Gohan. I know some people may be upset about that, but when you look at the series, Krillin was just primarily support. He did do some fighting, but even on Namek, Gohan was more of the leader in a sense than Krillin was. So it's going to be super interesting, super interesting to see how this is going to play out. And I know some people are looking and they're not seeing Trunks on here. And so people are probably saying, well, is the Boo saga, Cell saga confirmed? I don't see Gotenks, I don't see Goten, stuff like that. Guys, they're only confirming these characters up to this point. There is more to be confirmed at a later date. I mean, I can guarantee. I'm feeling very confident that it's going to go past the Frieza saga. So once they announce those other sagas, then they'll probably announce more playable characters and things like that. So that's going to be super interesting. But the fact that it's not going to be DLC, it's going to be in the actual game. I'm wondering down in the comment section down below, those of you who wasn't super excited about this game, how do you feel about it now, knowing that Goku isn't going to be the only playable character, which we speculated that before anyway, but to have it confirmed is a different story. Not only that, but to see how it's confirmed with these three characters so far being playable characters, and then support characters are only being Chaozu and Krillin and Yamcha, which in the series, that's all they were was support anyway. Here is what interests me, and here is something that's here that to me confirms that it is going to go past the Frieza saga. The point that they had to make that say that Vegeta would be a playable character starting at the Namek arc. Starting at the Namek arc means that there's more to come beyond the Namek arc. Otherwise, they would have put Vegeta as a playable character only in the Namek arc or during the Namek arc. You see what I'm saying? The fact that they say starting means that there has to have an end somewhere. You see what I'm saying? But if the game ends at the Namek arc, then technically Vegeta's a playable character from Namek arc or in the Namek arc. You get what I'm saying? So little tidbit of clues right there to drop in on you right there. But like I said, guys, this has confirmed everything that we've talked about so far with the playable characters and how it's going to work. So I mean, it stands true. Now we know that hey, the game is going to be more than just about Goku, which Dragon Ball Z, guys, in and of itself is the story of Goku. Now, what concerns me, or one question that I have is, if you're going to do the game like you did in Legend of the Super Saiyan and Legacy of Goku, where you do control other characters at certain points, here's my question. They're playable characters, yes, but for how long? Like, for example, whenever Goku comes back against Nappa and Vegeta, are you still going to be able to control Gohan and Piccolo and Vegeta? Well, not Vegeta at that point, but y'all know what I'm saying. And the answer to that question is yes. You probably still will be able to set them as your primary character and do certain missions, side missions and things like that. However, in order to advance the story, you're going to have to do it just like the anime. So don't think that you're going to get to fight against Vegeta as Gohan being your playable character. Goku is more than likely going to have to be your primary character, and Gohan and Krillin, of course, are going to have to be your support characters, you know, things like that. So don't think, you know, oh, well, I'll get the fight against Vegeta as Gohan being my primary character, or as Piccolo, which we know Piccolo wasn't there, so you're not going to get to do that as Piccolo. But I have to digress. Y'all get everything that I'm saying. So keep that in mind and take that with a grain of salt whenever you hear playable characters. For example, Vegeta being a playable character, we know that Vegeta dies in the fight against Frieza, so we know that Vegeta is not going to be, you know, you're not going to tag against Frieza. You will get the fight against Frieza at some point with Vegeta, but at the end, you know, it's going to follow the anime, like I said. In order to advance the story, like when you get to Nappa and Vegeta, or Vegeta in a sense, you're going to have to, Gohan's not going to be a playable character in a sense at that point. You may be able to do side quests and stuff like that with him, but that's up until the point where Goku takes over. So kind of take that with a grain of salt with that. But it's still really, really awesome to hear this information. My question is starting Namek arc. So Vegeta, I mean, getting to play with him, this is going to be really, really cool. Gohan and Piccolo as well, guys, and it looks like they're like they said, they're gonna follow the story of the anime. So this is really cool. But my question is, why name the game Dragon Ball Z Kakarot then? You see what I'm saying? Why not just name it Dragon Ball Z? I don't know. Probably because Dragon Ball Z is the story of Goku. It's the story of Kakarot, and they're just going deeper into that. That's a little bit about the depth of the lore kind of stuff, because I mean, we know Dragon Ball in its entirety is the story of Goku, but they're kind of bringing that we know as fans out to the forefront. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, you know. So, guys, that's all I got for today, man. This is huge news. Like I said, big shout out again to Delon and Makase and Kenzaru. Y'all follow him. Y'all see his Twitter handle on here. But this is very big news, and we'll be exploring this more as time goes on. Since they announced this in the V-Jump, it makes me wonder, Are they going to talk about this at Comic-Con? And what version of the game will be playable at Gamescom 2019 at the end of August? Will they get to have a demo playable for the Namek arc? That's going to be super interesting, guys. Let me know what y'all think about this news down in the comment section down below, guys. We are going to explore this more in depth in the next coming videos because there's a lot more to talk about. I don't want a 30-minute video. So please subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.